YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you a very helpful, very in-depth, thorough tutorial on how to take a selfie. And now, the art of taking a selfie is less of an art form and more of a skill. A skill that can only be acquired through years of hard practice and pursing your lips like a duck or saying prunes.
Prunes.
Perfect pucker. We all know how to take a selfie. Unless you're my mother. Love you to death, Mare, but sometimes technology and my parents don't exactly mix. But if you're under the age of 30, you have no excuse. You should know how to operate the camera on your cell phone by now. But not everybody understands lighting, posing, and things of that nature. And yes, I understand there's no correct way to take a selfie, but I am halfway through with a degree in photography, so I figured, hey, all that money spent towards college, why not use it for something useful? Like teaching the world how to take a better selfie, you know? So without further ado, how to take a good selfie. First tip, try to stay away from a busy background. You want the attention to be on your beautiful face because you are beautiful. So you don't want it to be on your messy, filthy room, you know? If you have a pretty background, like you're at the park or the lake or, you know, someplace other than your bedroom, which you haven't picked up like any of the mess in your room for like weeks, then you should show off the background. But if you're in your house like me, I'd say stay away from messy backgrounds. Second tip is to stay away from dimly lit situations. The picture I just showed kind of looked grainy because your camera's compensating for the fact that there's really no light and it's kind of bumping up the ISO, which that's okay if you don't understand that because that is like a photography stuff. So just know that if you're in a dimly lit room, if you have a nicer phone, it's just going to try to compensate for it being dimly lit and it's going to try to make it the correct exposure, make it brighter, and so it's going to be grainy. And if you're going for that look, go for that look. But if you're just trying to get a nice clean selfie, that might not be your best bet. Next, you don't want the light to just be hitting you on one side. Light hitting you on just one side of your face is going to make your features look kind of awkward, to be honest. Unless you're going for like a moody kind of portrait or you want to, you know, highlight your features. You want to stay in the shade so there's less shadows on your face and you kind of want to just have soft lighting all that's hitting your face evenly. That's the best bet. So again, you don't want to put like the light behind you unless you have another light in front of you. If you have a light behind you and a light in front of you that actually kind of like shapes you, it'll give your picture dimension. But just for like the simplicity of this video, try to get the light just in front of you. So, harsh shadows, like being directly in the sunlight.
Bad idea.
Here is why. Yeah. I mean, if you're going for like that moody, like dark, like let me put a filter on it, black and white, and let me have some depressing quote in my bio, like yeah. Maybe, you know, maybe that would work. So basically stay away from harsh lighting because it'll give you like weird shadows on your face and it'll just look harsh. So if you're looking for like a soft look, just step to the side into the shade. People always say when I go on photo shoots and stuff like, oh, it's such a sunny day, it's great, and they like want to go out in a field in the sunlight, and I'm like, no, because it'll create like harsh shadows and like awkward lighting. You always want to go to the shade if you're trying to get soft lighting on someone's face. So the angle in which you take a picture has a lot to do with how you're going to come across in your photo. Whatever's closest to the camera is going to look bigger and whatever's far away is going to look smaller. If you take an picture with your camera down low, so like this, you're gonna look like you have like huge boobs and a tiny little head. Or there you go, there's a useful tip. If you want your boobs to look bigger, you know, take the angle down low. But if you want your head to look proportional to your body, then you wouldn't do that. Sometimes I see people take it from a very high angle. Not only are you just like showing the clutter like on the floor, it's just like a very unnatural angle. To me, I feel like it looks almost just too fake. So if you want to get the most natural, like welcoming picture, I would do a picture when the camera's like directly in front of you with just a slight tilt. So instead of just doing this, you know, kind of do a little bit like just higher. The angle shooting down just slightly, so it's still flattering, but it's not like all the way up here like, oh, it's a bird flying by. Is it gonna poop on me or not? Like, oh, you know, yeah. So one of the things I see people do all the time is try really, really hard with their posing. Glamour shot. This is not America's Next Top Model. This is Instagram. So, I mean, if you want to do that and you, like, that's like what you think looks good, like, go ahead, go for it. But to me, it's personally not something I would do. I would just try to come off as simple and like natural and happy and welcoming as possible, so I would do a normal pose. A little tip that I noticed some people do is like they put their shoulder up. Again, whatever's closest to the camera is gonna look bigger. So my shoulder up like that, it's gonna make me look bigger. But if I put my shoulder back in a picture, it'll just not only make it look smaller and bring more attention to my face, but it's just gonna look overall more flattering. I just think it's always best shoulders back, like your mom always says, chin up, you know, long neck. It's really the truth. If you are posed like this in a picture, or you're posting this in a picture, it's obvious what's gonna look best. But people only think about that when they're taking full body shots. They don't ever think about that when you're taking a selfie because it's so close up, so they think, oh, it doesn't matter what my body looks like. But really, doing that, putting your shoulders back, is helping with your neckline, it's keeping everything straight, it's elongating your neck, and it's just giving you more of like a, I'm gonna take a picture.
I'm gonna take a picture vibe, you know?
My final tip on how to take a good selfie is how you pose your face. This is just different for every person, like however your face is built, but what I do is I kind of like tilt my chin just sidely, almost like I'm tipping my hat to you, you know, but not like, more just like, and that is how I take a selfie. I can honestly say if I need to take a quick selfie, I'll just like take a picture, and you know, people will see pictures of me online and they'll say, wow, Gina, you look good. And I'm like, I really don't look like that in person, especially without makeup, you know, that's a different story, you know? I'm not trying to condone vanity. I'm not trying to say, oh, like a selfie is the most important thing in the entire world. All I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with taking a picture of yourself. If you think you look good, you know, post a picture on Instagram, because if that's like how you feel confident, you should feel confident. And people that tell you that, oh, you shouldn't post a selfie, you know, girl, they're just jealous because they didn't see this video and they don't know how to take the perfect selfie, you know? So that's all I have to say. So yeah. So I hope these tips helped you. And just remember, it's not about the likes. It's about how you feel in your Insta photo. Bye-bye.